motherfuckers. Black Monday upon us in the National Football League. It started actually a day earlier than usual. But hey, if I don't make another video, this might be my last video before the calendar year. So, let me just say this now. Happy, meaningless milestone, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Let's get to the fire that happened on Sunday. Rob Chudzinski fired after just one season with the Cleveland Browns. Just one season now. Man, Chudzinski must have said something that either Joe Banner or Michael Lombardi didn't like, because holy shit. And of course, it could very well be just disagreements and bullshit, not being on the same page. And of course, the team wasn't on the same page most of the time. They did lose 10 of the last 11 games or something like that. But even then, wow, whatever there. I think, no, obviously he did not deserve to be fired. Because come on, I understand. Losing 11 of your 12 games, whatever the fuck, it's not always a good thing. And the Browns have been in the basement for many years now. But come on, they're now looking for their 7th head coach in 14 years. So that's like half the coaches during that time. So you're changing coaches on average once every 14 years. Once every 2 years, excuse me. I mean, and of course, the team was actually staying competitive in a couple of games anyway, including the Patriots. Sure, they've lost them, but it was a rebuilding season. That's what I thought when they were trading Trent Richardson. I'm starting to see why Philly fans don't have a very big dislike for Joe Banner, because what the fuck? Okay, this whole thing is just fucking confusing the shit out of me. I thought, I mean, come on, just one fucking season? I understand. I understand they lost 10 to 11 to the last 12. But what you expect? He's a first-time head coach. It's how it's supposed to be done, not, oh, we want results now. I mean, that's the thing. I think Jimmy Haslam looks at the other successful franchises that got, well, with new coaches right off the bat. You see guys like fucking John Harbaugh and Mike Smith, Tony Sparano, shit like that. And they think that's always how it works. No, that's not always how it fucking works. Whatever there. Moving on. Hopefully Chudzinski gets another head coaching job and proves the Cleveland Browns owner wrong there. Plus the players, from what I understand, the players really liked him. I mean, it feels one thing, like, I'll get to that in a second. Shanahan, the obvious one, because since the story leaked back in December about what Shanahan really wanted to do a year ago, when he wanted to pack up his bags and fucking get the fuck out because he didn't like the way Dan Snyder was treating RG3, basically showing too much favoritism towards RG3 to the point where Shanahan couldn't coach the young kid, And it kind of had an effect this year because of how RG3 was playing and how self-entitled he was. That's the problem. You give owners, once owners give the players, show favoritism towards players, you end up like DeMarcus Russell, or actually the league. But in any event, I don't think Shanahan minded. Of course, and that's the thing too. The whole month of December, they were negotiating the buyout process because we knew Shanahan was going to get fired. And Shanahan's, I'll tell you this, Shanahan's not getting the full $7 million off the final year of his deal that that he had. But hey, he'll get half of that money if he's lucky. But hey, $3.5 million, he can sit on his ass and watch football on television again. But Washington was a bad fucking fit for Shanahan from the get-go. From dealing with that fucking self-entitled prick, Albert Haynesworth. A lot of people don't really understand the story. So I'm going to say something about this now. The reason why Shanahan was being hard on Haynesworth is because Haynesworth ran his big fat fucking mouth about and just going off about how Haynesworth was in shape and shit like that. This was after he took the $21 million bonus check. So of course Shanahan's gonna fucking have him prove it, and it took him 10 fucking times to pass that test or whatever. That's what he was bragging about, mind you, that he was in great shape when he clearly fucking wasn't. And then the McNabb situation, of course, he and McNabb never got along. Well, what the fuck ever there. There was a reason why Andy Reid traded him to a division rival like Washington, because he was done, and he was fucking done. Simple as that. Whatever there. And now the RG3 situation, same fucking shit. Because RG3 was talking about how he's ready to go and shit like that, but Shanahan didn't want to goddamn. Well, what the fuck ever there. Whatever there. Shanahan's out of their lives. RG3's out of Shanahan's life. What the fuck ever there. Moving on. The third firing, not a shock either. Jim fucking Schwartz. Yeah. He had everything in fucking place. Cutler not being able to go. Rodgers not being able to go, of course. But then you started losing. It was one thing that you lost to the Steelers and the Eagles because it was outdoors and it was in disgusting weather. We all know the Lions weren't able to play well in that shit weather. But then you start fucking losing. God. But then you lost to the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens aren't that good. Let's be honest here. The Ravens aren't that good. They've proven that they weren't that fucking good after the last 2 weeks. But then you lost to the Giants. That should have been because Jim Schwartz should have been fired right off the fucking bat, because what good was one game gonna fucking do? So it wasn't a failure for that, according to Jim Schwartz, that they didn't make the playoffs. Bull fucking shit. Yeah, not a failure, my ass. That was they needed to make the playoffs in order for Jim Schwartz to keep his job. That's a failure. Get the fuck out of here. Speaking of the Vikings, the team that beat the Lions to hand the Lions another losing season, they fired Leslie Frazier, and they had to let him go. And they were one of the worst defenses in the NFL. He was a defensive guru, but one of the worst defenses in the NFL that year. Or this year, whatever. Trying to think now. Yeah, they got fucking issues. I'm sorry. Because Viking fans were saying that this was supposed to be the Super Bowl year or whatever the fuck. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you guys. Guys, you thought it was a Super Bowl fucking season, but you forgot you had Christian fucking Ponder at quarterback. Do I agree that Frazier should have been fired? Probably not. Because it wasn't necessarily his fault entirely. I understand, changes need to be made, but still. What the fuck? But now the future is a little bit murky for the Minnesota Vikings. One more coach got fired. Oh, Greg Schiano. Now, back in October of 2012, I made a video backing Schiano going hard after a kneel down, during a kneel down play. You know what though? That was a mistake. I was dead fucking wrong. You don't fucking do that shit. You do not fucking do that shit. I mean, I get it now because it's professional football. Nothing personal. nothing fucking personal. That's the way I see it. And I'm gonna delete that video soon, or at least take it down, put it on private or whatever. But yeah, Greg Schiano got fired, and you know what? He fucking deserved it. I mean, I understand. Hey, they got rid of Josh Freeman. They had to let go of Josh Freeman because it was clear that he wasn't becoming a fucking leader. But then he started publicly talking about releasing his drug records and shit like that. Shit that's supposed to be fucking private, by the way. And hey, they started 0-8, obviously, finished 4-4. But of course, they started 6-4 and finished 1-5 or something like that. And that was it. And that was all she wrote for 2012. And then 2013, they continued from their second half stumble to that 0-8 start. And there you go. Holy fucking shit. So yeah, Schiano's gone. I do like Mike Glennon though. I hope they build around him. Just simple as that. So yeah, I'm gonna say he's not a good coach. Just not a good coach. I don't know why I defended Schiano's going hard after a kneel down. It happened to both of the Mannings. I don't know why I fucking defended that. That was my fucking whatever. There, I was wrong. Simple as that. All right. Till next time. Later, fuckers.